Hello and welcome to Soul Saturdays. Today we're going to learn how to make a simple circle skirt without a pattern. What you want to do is take the measurement of your waist. I like to add 2 inches just to be safe, and also you want to take that and divide it by 6.28. The measurement you get from that is the diameter that we're going to cut for the circle. Then what you want to do is figure out how long you want to cut the skirt, and once you have the diameter cut, you're going to measure around the fabric to see the measurements for how long you want. I'm sorry, I'm just a little off today, but I like to take my fabric, and I'm just going to show you here. I folded it in half on the wrong side, so right now you can see that it's folded in half, and then I'm going to fold it again lengthwise. Okay, so what I did was I used a piece of canvas here that I had, and I measured on the side around like I was using a compass so that it's all even here. So I'm going to use this actually as my template, and I'm going to set it right here in my folded corners, and as you can see, this is folded, this is open, and this is folded into the opening. So you want to put your little piece, if you're doing it this way, which is easier, so if you mess up then you could just do it over, but I'm going to cut this diameter out, and I'm going to show you what that looks like when I'm all done. And then I'm going to measure from the cutout pieces to the length around what I want to do, what length I want it. So we're going to do that just like we cut this. So again, just to reiterate what we did on how to get the diameter here, we took our waistline, or wherever we want this to be on our waist, we took that measurement in inches, added 2 inches, and then whatever we got with that, you're going to divide that number by 6.28. I'm sorry. So let's cut this around, pin it down a little bit so it doesn't move and we don't mess up. And I'm using right now, these are silk dress pins, but they're easier because if I forget to take it out while I'm sewing, the sewing machine needle will just go right over it, stitch right over it, and it won't break your needle. So we're just going to keep pinning just to hold it down, and then we're going to go ahead and cut this diameter out for our circle skirt. And basically that's all you do to make the circle skirt. So now that we have that cut out, you can see what it looks like here. I'm just going to raise that up a little bit. So we're not going to unfold it just yet because we want to cut the length. And then we're going to go ahead and sew a waistband so you have it. But I just want to unfold this to show you that we have our complete circle here. And you can actually save this piece and use as a pattern if you want to make another circle skirt. Or you can take this and make something really cute out of it. Use it to make a headband or whatever you want to do. So I'm going to save this, so this will be a second piece that I have as a pattern. That's what I'm going to use mine for. So I want mine to measure in at 12.5, so I'm just going to, oh, nice little friendly net in here. So I'm going to start here, and I'm going to use pins, and I'm using the pins with the little top just so you can see how I'm pinning this. So I'm going to have mine to be 12.5 down because I'm going to make a separate waistband for this. So I'm just going to pin around just like I would if I were using a compass, so it's even all the way around. When I started initially making my circle skirts, I didn't have it even all the way around, and you could tell when it became time to sew, and I would always have to do it all over again. So we're just gonna keep going around using the 12.5 measurement all the way around, and then we're going to cut that out. So I'm just going to keep on pinning here. And if it at any point starts to look uneven to you, just start over, because you want to make sure all of this is going to be the same measurement on the bottom. So as it stands now, everything still looks good. When you're doing it, it may look a little off, but just kind of go in with the last pin and measure to make sure that you're getting the proper length here, and I am. It just looks a little weird. I think the circles on the pattern is getting to me. On the fabric, I'm sorry. I'm just in a total complete mess today. So much has been going on this week, but we'll talk about that on my family channel and not here on my sewing and recipe channel. And I'm sorry about Tutorial Tuesdays. It's just been a lot going on within my household, and I just haven't been able to get around to do Tutorial Tuesdays. So I apologize for that. Next Tuesday we will have a tutorial, so you'll have something to look forward to. So now we're going to start over here. Measure 12.5. Make sure it's right. There we go. And that looks a little off to me, but I'm just going to keep on doing this around. So now you can see that I have it pinned all the way around, and that is the length that I want that skirt. So we're going to just start cutting now. So I'm going to start over here, and another way that you can make sure it's going to be even on both sides, if you know all of this is correct and you're a little unsure about this side, you can just take it here, fold it in half, and see if your pins match up. On this side, you can kind of flip, and you can see mine are matched up. And at this point, if you just want to cut it while this is folded in half again, so that you're absolutely sure that you're going to get an even cut all the way around, you can do that. And that's actually what I'm going to do right now. So it's still folded from when I cut the diameter initially, and I'm going to go ahead and fold it again so that I have an even cut all the way around. So I'm going to start here, and then we're going to unfold all of this, make our waistband, stitch it together, and we're done. But if you were not going to make a separate waistband from this, all you would have to do is fold it down at the diameter, sew it, and you're done. This is pretty much the easiest skirt that you can make, because there's not a lot of sewing involved. It's just measuring and cutting. It's a little thick right there, and actually have a needle right there. So that just let me know that measurement was a little bit off on the other side. And now it's going to be completely even. So now you just want to take your pins out. And as you can see, so far, it is complete. We have have our diameter cut here, and we have our length cut here now. So I decided that I'm going to make a waistband for mine, and what I have here is this is 5 inches down and the length of my waist by and I added 2 inches onto that. But see how I have this here? It was, this piece alone wasn't initially long enough to go around, so I'm adding another piece from the bottom part of the skirt from what we cut, and I'm just going to sew this together because it's mine. It's going to have a little seam right there, but you know, unless someone's just staring at my waist, they're not going to notice. And when I'm done sewing that part, I'm going to fold it down so it's going to look like this. And I found 2 buttons, so I'm going to use this for the closure. Because this fabric doesn't have a lot of stretch to it, it's more firm. This is the only reason why I'm adding buttons to close. If it were a stretchable fabric, I would just cut it the length of my waist plus another inch, and then just leave it like that. And I'm going to go ahead, I have a overcasting foot here, which I'm going to use to finish off the raw edges so it looks a little nice and neater than what it does right now. So I'm just going to go ahead and replace my foot, then I'm going to stitch this together, and then I'm going to go ahead and use the overcasting foot. What you can see is I went ahead and added these 2 pieces together, and you can see the little seam here, but this makes it longer. And you could just take the iron if you have to do this. You may not have to do this, but you want to take the iron and you want to make sure that that's flat, so when you go to fold it, it's all flat and neat. So I went ahead and replaced my foot with the overcasting needle, and then with the overcasting foot, and then I'm going to go ahead and finish off my raw edge. Okay, so what I'm doing right now is I'm adding the buttonholes. I decided that I was going to use these kind of buttons, so I'm just making the buttonhole right now. So as you can see, I did a zigzag stitch first, and the waistband is attached down. You can see that little seam. This is the waistband, and on mine I actually have the buttons from the buttonholes that I sewed on, so when I get ready to put it on, I'll just unbutton it and it won't be super tight. So because I did a zigzag stitch, I'm going to go ahead and do a straight stitch. You see that our seams are finished here, and then we'll be done. So as you can see, our skirt is done. We have our waistband, we have our circle skirt, and it fits perfect. Simple, easy. You can make these in a day, actually less than a day, maybe a half hour even, but I love making these skirts because they're so easy. And with school starting back for my daughter, these will be perfect. Of course, this one is for me, and see, and it twirls. Next time I'll remember to compensate for my big butt back here, but this time I just kind of made it so it's going to be a little short in the butt part, in the back. But when I made this for the bottom, again, I used my rolled hammer foot. I actually can't find it. I wanted to show you what it looks like, but I can't find it right now. So if you have any questions, you like my videos, if it's something that you want to see me make, just simply ask me. If I'm already doing something, or if I already have something planned, I'll let you know, but I will fit it in. But you can reach me on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. On Twitter, I am MAMA_07. And on Instagram and Facebook, I'm simply Nika Momek. And if you like my videos, subscribe, and there will be more. So see you next Saturday.